so for all of the movements that we're going to do in general, that will actually be one of the instructions, is relax more. Because one of the key things that we would like to express in the synergy method is this understanding of exactly why it doesn't work to tense too much in our yoga practice. And so to pay real special attention to relaxing more, and all of the things that I was telling you to do while we did that, just softening your belly, breathing into your belly, relaxing your neck, throat, jaw, relaxing the shoulders as you go into things, is going to really, really help your blood flow, energy flow through the body, and make sure that we're not blocking the yoga, the unification of the body, because it's very easy to do, where we're doing too much at a time, and if we tense our muscles too much, it actually ends up becoming counterproductive, okay? So, find a position where you can see me easily, and I want you to be able to face directly towards the screen. So try to make sure that you're not having to turn your head to look at the screen. Your belly button is facing me, your eyes are facing me. And then that gives you just the best kind of frame of reference for these planes of movement that we looked at from the beginning, okay? So first of all, let your hands just float in the air and relax your shoulders. Breathe into your belly, and so that means that our diaphragm is gently moving down, and as the diaphragm moves and softens, that calms the inner body. Make sure that you're not feeling tense anywhere, so you keep relaxing your shoulders, soften your knees, soften your pelvic floor and your hips. You imagine your hips are heavy, like a pendulum on a string, which is your spine, and that's hanging all the way from the crown of your head, and as if the crown of the head was kind of floating upwards. And just see if, in doing that, as you breathe in and you really bring the breath down deep into you, and really try to consciously let go of any tension that might be there, that you feel a kind of spaciousness. So you imagine you're floating in a warm sea, or imagine if there was just very little gravity and your whole body was floating. You could move your shoulders and just release all of this upper part of the collarbones. Relax your throat, your jaw. All these places we unconsciously hold a lot of tension. Relaxing the face, relaxing the eyes. You could even flutter your lips like ah. And so feeling how just by consciously spending a minute relaxing all these different parts of the body, we can come into this more neutral position, this more neutral state. And it's a really fruitful way of starting and going into any movement, any position, any form of yoga practice. Is coming back into that. Okay, so let's start. We do exactly what we did before first. Interlace your fingers and relax down. Now, lengthen forward and up. Now sometimes I'll change position just so you can see it from an angle, but you stay just facing directly towards me. So first of all, lengthen out the back of the body and lengthen up. Get that length down through your lower back. So imagine your sacrum, your tailbone are rooting down into the ground, your pelvis is heavy. And then keeping that length through the back of your body, all the way up into the back of the neck and the crown of the head. Breathe into your belly and feel the front of the body opening, so your shoulders are lifting forward and up. You're creating space around the back of the neck, but also lifting through the whole front of the body, and we're tractioning the spine. So once again, have that image of imagine that you're actually hanging from a tree, when you were a kid, if you played on monkey bars or a playground, and you just let your body hang. So you really feel, what is the weight of the lower body, of the pelvis? Can you breathe down into that really lower part of the body, even while lifting up and imagining that you're tractioning, hanging the whole spine. There, the breath comes through, and then release, and come down. And just let that filter through your awareness, feel the sensations, interlace the fingers, and lengthen forward. And now, facing directly towards me, bring your belly button forward and down, and your pubic bone forward and up. The pubic bone and the sternum come closer together, and you press the hands away, and you feel the back of the body open out. You can push your sit bones up towards your hands, but imagine that the middle back is opening out all the way through here. Sometimes I like to imagine, like a bear scratching itself against a tree. So just like, get in there, you can move a little side to side. Just feel the back of the body opening up. And then once again, relaxing the belly, relaxing your jaw and face. Breathing through it, feeling that spaciousness through your back. And then as you breathe into your belly, lift up and release. Interlace your hands behind your back. Do the same thing here now. Feel that spaciousness through your back, just as we did before. And lengthening the arms back and away, bring your belly button forward and up and your pubic bone forward and down. And then open up through the front of the body without shortening your back. So you feel your sternum coming away from your pubic bone, opening all the way through the front, releasing back. Bring the back of the neck gently longer, relax your chin in so that your throat is soft, and open out just through the front of the body. Feel the chest opening, and you feel all of this opening through your front without needing to shorten or close the back down. You relax up into it. And then breathe down into your belly and release. And let go. And just give yourself a moment of feeling the front of the body, the back of the body, the connection between them through this center line. Interlace your hands again. Now, try doing the opposite interlace of your fingers. So, whichever feels more weird. Usually we have one way. This way seems more natural and comfortable. And then by just changing down, it can feel a little bit unfamiliar. If it does feel at all unfamiliar, it's a really good thing to practice, just to realize that we have habitual patterns of doing one side or another more. Lengthen forward and up. And then relax down into your center, soften your knees. Let the core of the body be soft and heavy. And now, bring the core, the center, just below the belly button, over to your left, and then lengthen all the way up through the left side of the body. You feel the ribs opening up, you feel that shoulder lengthening all the way up, and then bring your weight over onto that foot, feel the whole side of the body coming, and then at the same time, just making sure, are you still open and long through your lower back as your tailbone lengthening down? Here, on the opposite leg that you have no weight on, you could gently turn your thigh inwards, and that creates a little bit more space around your sacrum, and you can breathe down into the base of your spine there, and feel that lengthening from the base of the spine all the way up through the crown of the head, past the crown of the head, pushing open and out. And then coming back into the center, bring your weight onto both feet, and inhale up through the other side, as if you're lengthening the opposite side up to meet in the center, and coming down. Lengthen forward and up. Without going to any extreme, just opening the spine a little bit, getting it ready in a neutral position, and then the core of the body, the belly button, over to the right, opening up through that whole side of the body, the ribs opening and lifting, the shoulder lifting, extending all the way up, and eventually bringing the weight over onto that foot, and feeling this whole side of the body opening and expressing out. You can turn the opposite thigh in just a little bit, create more space around your lower back, and all the same things we've been doing. Breathe down into your lower belly, relax your throat, your jaw, and your face, and as you extend up, just keep making sure that you're comfortable, that you're not feeling too much strain or too much tension or effort in any one part of the body, but you just feel that length and opening more than anything else. And then to come out, lift up through the opposite side, so you come back up into the center and release down, lengthen down. Okay, twisting, last two movements, lengthen forward and up. So first of all, just creating a little bit more space in the back, and especially the lower back, because we have that tendency of shortening there. Keep that open and keep your hips facing towards me. So push your right hip forward, and then bring your belly around to the right, your chest, your shoulders, and look forward. So you feel yourself wringing the spine out. Now here, you can go even further if now you release your hips and you twist the body all the way around, you realize how much you can actually rotate. To come out, relax the body, bring your belly to the front, then the chest, then the shoulders. So we bring from the base of the spine up, all the way back into the center. And relax. And we do the other side the same. Lengthen forward and up. Keep your hips facing forward. Gently push your left hip forward and then turn your belly into the opposite direction. So you feel that rotation going all the way around. First of all, hips face forward, look forward, just the spine. And then once you breathe down into your belly, you feel the body's opening in that direction. You can turn even further the hips and the neck, relax. And bring your belly to the front, then the chest, then the shoulders. Release down. And one more time, just to finish it off. Lengthen all the way up. Come back into that lengthening, that tractioning, straight up and down. But as you do so, make sure that you're relaxing your ribs in. You let your pelvis be heavy. Lifting all the way up. And release down. So, we took a little bit of time with that. You could just do one round of these movements, and already, perhaps, I hope that you can feel that just doing these simple movements opens up a new space in the body. Maybe you feel different sensations. I feel already quite warm because it creates blood flow in the body by the way that we're moving, and we're going to go, as I said, more in depth on that next week to understand how we can facilitate that blood flow aspect of the practice. As you relax, we're going to go through this and we're going to start flowing between the positions a lot more. So we're not going to interlace the fingers now. So follow my movements. All of the same things. Come back into center, soften your knees, your hips, relax your belly, relax your shoulders and your hands and fingertips, relax your neck and throat, make little movements, relax your jaw, your lips, your face, you can blink your eyes, and swallow. Okay, so here, bring your hands into the front, backs of the hands together, so that you create more openness in the back. Now, come all the way up through the back, lengthen all the way up, lengthen up through the front, until your hands, fingertips up towards the ceiling, all the way up. And you could stay here, or maybe you could even lift the heels up, and then come back down. Bring your belly button forward and down, pubic going forward and up. Curl the spine forward, so from the base of the spine, from the core of the body, flexing forward. Now roll your shoulders forward and flex your wrists so your fingers are pointing back towards you. Push your sit bones forward and make that C shape in the body, and then stay here, or maybe even lift your heels. Only lift your heels if your balance feels really good. If it's not, better to just stay down, but just open up through the back of the body here. Breathe down into your belly. And then release. Come back into the center. Keep that openness through your back in the way we've been doing. Belly button forward and up, pubic going forward and down, and open up through the front of the body, from the base of the spine, up through the heart, open out your collarbones. Now, roll your shoulders out, gently press the palms away, and extend your wrists so your fingers are pointing down towards the floor. Only as far as feels comfortable. And feel that opening through the whole front of the body. Lower back long, tailbone down. You can stay here, or you lift up the heels and feel that opening through the whole front of the body. And then bring the heels down. Inhale the hands back up, lengthen up, and come back down. Bring the hands down. Relax the body in the center. Bring your core of your body over to the left. Lift one shoulder and bring the elbow over the head. Bring your fingertips together and then lengthen all the way up and bring the weight over onto that foot. So you feel this. Now we're pushing one shoulder up, one shoulder down, lengthening towards the floor and the ceiling at the same time, and we create even more of that lengthening, compressing one side now a bit more and opening even more strongly into the other. So come out from here. Keep that length all the way through your left side. Come into the center. And as you breathe in, lengthen up through the right side, all the way up to meet yourself in the center and come down. So we create space in the body and then we maintain that space rather than going in and just collapsing back down. Feel the difference between the two sides of the body. Come back into the center. Bring your core over to the right and then open up through the side body. Fingertips together. Separate your shoulders, arms and hands, one up, one down, and then bring your weight over onto the side, open up the side of the hip through that way, and feel that length through the whole side of the body, just as we did before. Keep that length all the way through your right side. Come into the center, soften your knees, and as you breathe in, lengthen up through the opposite side to meet yourself in the center. Come back down into the center. And twisting. First of all, keep your hips facing forward. Turn your belly around to the right, then the shoulders, and then from the center of the body, lengthen out into the fingertips. And bring your shoulders around into the twist. So your front arm is kind of trying to bring the whole body around. You lengthen all the way out into your fingertips. But are the hips still facing forward? Relax and soften your hips, lengthen down through your tailbone, and push that opposite hip forward. Before finally turning all the way into the hips, turning all the way around, and then bring your belly to the front, bring your back arm around and hug around the chest. Lengthen up through your back, and then open out through your front. And finally, lengthen up through the spine, and come back down into the center. So a little bit more complex movement that has benefits we'll go into over these next weeks. Other side, final movement. Keep your hips facing forward, belly to the left, then the chest. You imagine vertebrae by vertebrae turning, and then extending from the center out to your extremity. First of all, just focusing on the spine and then turning all the way around the hips, the spine, even the neck, and then belly to the front, chest to the front, hug around to the front. Give yourself a big hug and feel how much you're opening your upper back as you lift up. Open out through the front of the body. Lengthen up, lift the shoulders up, feel the spine long, and come down. And coming back to that first movement, lengthen up through your back, up through your front, long through the front and back of the body, through the sides of the body, all the way up, maybe even lifting the heels, and come down. Okay. We're going to go through more fluidly now, one more time, just like that. And instead of saying so much, I'm going to click. So, after I click, you do the same movement. Lengthen up. Come down. Flex forward. All the way rolling in, flexing the wrists. Open up through the front of the body, come straight into the extension, lengthen out, extend the wrists all the way up, opening the chest, opening the heart. Come back into the front. Lengthen up. Come down. Lengthening up through the side. Opening out. Weight onto the other foot. Coming down. Up through the center. Back to the center. Other side, lifting the shoulder. Fingertips together. And lengthening up. Over onto the side, weight on one foot. Into the center. Up. And back down. Hips face forward. Turn. Extend out. And turn the whole body. Come back, hugging around into the center. Open out. And lengthen up. to come back to neutral. Turn the other way. Coming back, hugging. Lengthen up through the spine. And down. Final movement here. Lengthen all the way up, make yourself nice and long. Crown of the head long, fingertips rising up. Maybe even lifting the heels. Come down, bring your hands to the crown of your head, to your forehead, to your mouth, and to your heart. And then bring one hand on your heart and one hand on your lower belly. And soften the front of your body under your hands. Soften your belly and breathe down into your lower hand. You feel the heartbeat, feel the warmth of your body. And feel subtly the movement of energy, of sensation, of blood through you, warmth. Thanking yourself for just taking a little bit of time today to do some easy things to facilitate that life process going through you. Let a breath come in, let it out through your mouth, relax your jaw like a sigh. And let the hands come down. And just like we started, feeling like you're floating in an easy way, all the joints soft. Feeling the breath move through you, and just observing how do you feel in that central channel, this axis that your spine is expressing. What sensations are there? What sense of spaciousness? Can you feel perhaps a sense of the breath moving through it? Let go. Thank you. Namaste. Thanks for taking a little bit of time to try out some of these things. They're so fundamental